Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I got a second message for y'all today. So I went out and had cigars with my best friend today, and we were just talking about our boys, which our boys are like best friends as well. They've been best friends since they was kids, even though we knew each other, but that's how we became best friends, through our boys, because she used to keep my son. And they came so close, and me and her grew to be best friends. But anyways, so we was just talking about how our boys and how they interact with other kids and things like that. And we was talking about how let me get this camera together real quick. We was talking about how they interact with other kids, and how they're pretty much just like their own people. And both of them are like real chill. They don't really want to be bothered by nobody. They love their space. They love being at home. They love just chilling in their room, doing their own little thing. And we were just talking about like how with boys, well, just with kids in general, people always assume that boys like sports, or they assume that boys do this or boys do that, or just kids or girls do this, girls do that. But, you got to just let people be themselves, or kids supposed to be outside, or kids supposed to be whatever. You have to let people be themselves, regardless if it's a kid or a grown person. You have to allow people to be themselves, because we are all we all need different things. So if everybody is out there playing sports, we're not going to have any doctors. We're not going to have any lawyers. Or if everybody is in here playing on the computers, we're not going to have any football players. We're not going to have any basketball players. But I say all of that to say, I just was thinking, people are always saying how somebody's supposed to be or what somebody's supposed to be. But no, we need people to be different. We need people to do different things. We need people to move in different ways. Not because we just don't want everybody to be alike, but for the world to function, we need people doing different things. We need people doing different things. So of course with me, I'm always trying to figure out a way to get out a message, or get God to speak to me. So of course I took it to God to figure out how to spread this message with people and let people understand, stop trying to force kids to be something that they don't want to be, or stop trying to, adults too, stop trying to be something that you're not. Be who you are and love who you are, because God created you to be that person. That's who you are. That's who you is. Be that person, and be that person unapologetically. Be unapologetically you. Be you. Forget what these people think. Be you. People always got something to say about somebody, but we all have our flaws. We all have our issues. We all are here doing craziness. But God created you to be you, because that's who He wanted you to be. Be unapologetically you. If you're not hurting anybody, if you're not killing anybody, if you're not taking advantage of anybody, you're not doing anything wrong. Be unapologetically you. So let's get into it. And me being unapologetically me, I don't like this. I want to cut this, y'all. But I know it's only straight because of the way for me straining it. But I want to cut it. I'm gonna pull that to the back some kind of way. Anyways, come on here. Let's get this thing started. Anyways, so yeah, be unapologetically you. God said He created you to be just who you are. So show up and be the best you for Him. He said He didn't create no two people the same, because He need all of us to do our job to create one body. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm slapping. We're going to go to Genesis 12, verse 11 through 13. Show up. Show up. show up. Show up for him. If you can't show up for you, show up. Show up. Show up. Show up. Show up. Show up. Okay. So it says, as he was about to enter Egypt, and we at Genesis 12, verse 11. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife Sarai, I guess Sarai. I know what a beautiful woman you are. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me, but will let you live. Say you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you. So, with that being said, God need us to show up for Abraham. We show up for him like Abraham's wife showed up for him. We need to show up for God. Like, God need us to show up and be unapologetically who he made us to be for whatever reason and whatever assignment he have us on, so that we can do that assignment for him, whatever it may be. Like, if God made you a comedian, be the best comedian you can be, because he needs you to make people laugh. If God made you a messenger, be the best messenger you can be, because he needs his people to hear his word. If God created you to be a chef, be the best chef you can be, because God needs you to cook that food. If God created you to be a janitor, be the best janitor you to be, because he needs you to clean these floors. Like, whatever God created you to be unapologetically you. Like, he created you to be that person. Don't be ashamed of who you are, because like I said, we all have flaws. We all have flaws. Like, it's nobody better than you. I don't care if they got more money in their pocket than you. Man, if you really just sit around people, if you sit around like people who you feel like got so much more than you, and you just sit there, you'll realize these people are no different than who I am. God created you to be you. He created you to be you. And because of that, he loved you enough, because he just thought he created you to be that person, and he just loved you so much that he thought you was bomb, so you need to be feeling like you bomb. Like, I used to pray, and I don't still pray this prayer, but I always used to like say to God, and this is like one of the biggest message I can give somebody, because I am very confident in myself. But the biggest message I can give somebody is to ask God to teach you to love you how he love you. Like, teach me to love me how you love me, because one thing that we know is God love us. So if he love you enough, you need to be loving yourself like he love you. How can a man that you can't see love you more than you, the person that you can look in the mirror and see every day? Like, you have to love yourself and show up for you, not nobody else. Show up for you. Show up for you. And show up for God too. Like, God thought you was important enough to put you on this earth. That means you're very important. Like, show up for you. Be unapologetically you. If you like sports, then let it be known I love sports. If you don't, I don't like sports. Like, and your kids, if they don't like sports, don't have them playing like they do, or feeling like they need to tell people that they do, because people feel because they're a boy they're supposed to like sports or whatever. Like, be unapologetically you. Like, be you. You the bomb. You the bomb. God felt like you was the bomb, so baby, you the bomb. Like, you the bomb. Like, you really the bomb. Like, it's nothing nobody can tell you. Like, you the bomb. And like I said, I used to pray. I haven't prayed in a minute. And it wasn't even because I didn't know. My mom always made me feel beautiful. Always. So it wasn't that I didn't know. But a lot of times the things that we do, like even just how we fly off at our mouth, fly off at the mouth, how we treat other people, it shows that you don't love yourself enough. So I will always ask God, Lord, teach me to love me the same way you love me. Because yeah, I know I'm beautiful, but some of my characteristic traits, like some of the ways I talk to people, the ways I disrespect people, don't show that I love myself like God loved me. Like, come on. We got to respect ourselves, and then that will reflect on how we treat other people, how much you respect yourself. This right here is working my nerves, y'all. But we gotta respect ourselves enough to we gotta respect ourselves enough, and the way we respect ourselves will reflect how we treat other people. And a lot of times, like even with and I seen that with my Kina spouse. This guy is so respectful. I love it. Like, the man is so respectful. And even if you disrespect him, he still respect. Like, he respects himself enough that he's not going to allow you to make him disrespect you. And I love that. And my friend, she be like, my best friend be like, girl, he got you trained. And I'm just like, no, it's not quite that he got me trained, but I love certain things about, like, certain traits about him that I have adapted to those, even if he don't know that I did, but I did, because I'm like, I love that. Like, just by the respect that he give other people, it shows how much respect that this man has for himself. And I love that, because if you just watch people, the disrespect that people give, it's not because of you, it's because of them. They don't love themselves enough. They hate themselves. And like, I was when I was in the 7th grade, I always tell people this because it's a proven fact. Like, seriously, it is. First, okay, I'm gonna say this story. It was when I was in the 7th grade. It was this girl who went to school with me, and the girl used to be so mean to me. Like, well, she wasn't mean to me because I wasn't gonna let her be mean to me. But the way she looked at me, it was just like she just. It was like whenever I came around, like, I made her skin crawl or something, just by being present. Like, my presence just irritated her so bad. And me, I'm the type of person, I give you whatever you give me. And that's just who I am. I give you what you give me. If you give me love, I give you love. If you give me hate, I'm not going to give you no hate, but I'm just not going to be bothered with you. I'm just not going to talk to you. But it don't make me still going to show up and be me, because that's who I am. This girl hated my guts. So I remember one day I came to school and she seen me and she was like, Lazesha, hey girl, come give me a hug. And like I said, I'm gonna give you whatever you give me. You give me love, I give you love. You give me hate, well, whatever. So I went up to her and I gave her a hug, and she was like, girl, let me walk you to class. Now, mind you, this no friend of mine, never been a friend of mine, but this particular day she wanted to be my best friend. So I said, okay, girl, come on, let's go to class. Come on, walk me to class. So she walked me to class. We talking, we laughing. She's smiling so big and pretty this particular day. Never seen this girl smile. She's smiling so big and pretty this particular day. And I'm just like, okay, everything cool. We go to class. That's it. The next day, school, we in school the first day. School over with. Go home. Come at school the next day. Everybody in the front of the building crying, boo-hoo crying. And I'm just looking like, what's going on? Come to find out the girl killed herself that night. And my whole purpose of saying that is, it wasn't that the girl didn't like me. It wasn't that the girl hated me. She had something going on within herself that she didn't know how to express, but I don't know why she didn't like me. But something in her caused her not to like me, and may she rest in peace. But it was something in her caused her not to like me, and I guess she wanted make everything right the day before, the day she passed away. But it was something in her to make her not like me. This we was in the 7th grade. She had so much going on. The baby, now I'm grown, so she a baby. If you look at it like that now. The baby had been molested by her adopted father, been pregnant twice by him. We only in the 7th grade, 11, 12 years old. Been molested twice by this man. Was pregnant at the time of her death by her father, her adopted father. So, a lot of times give people a hug. It don't be that they don't like you. It don't be that what you're doing bothers them. So a lot of times God need us to show up and be us. Like, if I would have just been nasty, because I'm not a nasty person, but if I had been just nasty to her today, like, oh, you don't like me, I would have been wrong, because I probably would have regretted that. I would have probably regretted if I would have been nasty to her the next day. But being that I showed up and was just unapologetically me, like I said, because whatever you give me is what I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna change who I am for you. But being that I am that person that give you, if you give me love, I'm gonna give you love back. And being that I was so open to be that person, I was able to be okay with, with myself after finding out about her passing. And I was able to be okay with her before her passing. So I was able to make that relationship and that bond right. But sometimes God needs you to be unapologetically you. Like, you just have to be you, but it don't mean that, I'm sorry that y'all can't see me, but it don't mean that just because people don't like you, it's not because of you. It's something within them. So be you. Be you. Be you. Like, another time, I had a friend. She passed away last year, but we wasn't friends when we first met. And it's funny because, yeah, we wasn't friends when we first met. I had just started at this new school, and I was in the 8th grade now. I hadn't left that school in the 7th grade. Now I was in the 8th grade. And this particular girl, well, people was coming to me because I was a new girl. And people was coming to me, and they was like, Brittany said that you gay. Brittany said that you was gay. And I'm like, what, me? Like, why would she say that I'm gay? And so I was like, who is that? I don't even know no Brittany. Like, I'm new. I don't even know nobody up here. So why would she say that I'm gay? So they took me to her, and it was this girl. And I'm thinking, like, she don't even know me. Like, how she gonna say I'm gay? Look at her, or whatever. Cause she was like still. So I'm like, look at her. Like, how she gonna say I'm gay? But look at her. So, that year we get out of school, end up going to high school. When we got to high school, me and Brittany became like best friends. Brittany ended up being gay, being a whole stud. But that was my dog. Like, that was my dog though. But she just passed away. Make sure it's in peace. But that was my dog. But she ended up being gay. And I say all of that to say because people will project how they feel about themselves on you, and it's really them. Like, that's really how they feel about themselves. I could laugh about it. Even though she passed away, that's not how she passed away or anything. But I could laugh about it because, now I see, like, that's what she was dealing with for herself or whatever. And she just projected that on me, but that wasn't that. That was what I was. It was just, that's how she felt about herself. She couldn't come out and say that's what she was. So she just, I guess, spread the rumor about me, and she didn't even know me. But that ended up being my dog, and she ended up being a whole stud. But that was my dog. And then I had another situation where, like, and then I always had situations where people would say things about me. And me personally, I think I'm a very beautiful woman, and I was a very beautiful young lady. But like, in school, I always dealt with people saying stuff about me who, it was like, that's what you think about yourself, really. It was obvious, and I can't do that, sis. But it was like, that's what you think about yourself. But it was this young lady, and when I first came to, there was 7th grade again. So I transferred to schools from 7th and 8th grade. So when I went to 7th grade, I was the new girl in 7th grade, and I was the new girl at a different school in 8th grade. So in 7th grade, I was the new girl. And as I stated, I always been pretty, always been beautiful, and that's just what it was. So in 7th grade, this girl, it was a rumor going around that this girl said that I look like an anteater. And I'm like, who is this? Like, they told me that such and such said like an anteater. And I'm like, who is she? I don't even know her. Like, who is she? So they take me to this young lady, and I'm just like, you said I look like an anteater? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I don't look like an anteater. That's what I'm gonna leave it at though. But a lot of times people project how they feel about themselves on you, but be unapologetically you. Show up for you at every second. Because there's a lot of times people say things about you because that's what they see when they look at themselves. It's not that you. There's nothing wrong with you. Be you. Be unapologetically you. Because God needs you to show up for him. But I'm running out of time on my camera, so I'm going to make this fast because I got a whole lot more just a little bit more to say. So it says, God said he created you specifically for him. He said, I created you specifically for me in my image. For that reason, you should know that you're great. We're going to go to 1 John 3, verse 13 through 24. And it reads as follows. Okay, 3:13 through 24. It says, do not be surprised, my brothers and sisters, if the world hates you. Dang, my phone about to die and everything. That's the enemy, y'all. He hating on us. But it says, do not be surprised, my brothers and sisters, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death to life because we love each other. Anyone who does not love remains in death. Anyone who hates a brother or sister is a murderer, and you know that no murderer has eternal life residing in him. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and see a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with action and in truth. This is how we know that we belong to the truth and how we set our hearts at rest in his presence. If our hearts condemn us, we know that God is greater than our hearts and he knows everything. Dear friends, if our hearts do not condemn us, we have confidence before God and receive from him anything we ask because we keep his commands and do what pleases him. And this is his command, to believe in the name of his son, Jesus Christ, and to love one another as he commanded us. The one who keeps God's commands live in him and he in them. And this is how we know that he lives in us. We know it by the spirit he gave us. So I'm trying to make this quick because my phone about to die. But yeah, so he gave us his spirit. He put his spirit within us. So we should love ourselves and love God because of that. And we should love our brothers and sisters. As it stated, that do not be surprised, my brothers and sisters, if the world hates you. They hated Jesus Christ, so they'll hate you as well. But be unapologetically you, because like it also says, dear friends, if our hearts do not condemn us, we have confidence before God. Don't be condemned by nothing that you do. Jesus Christ died on a cross for you, for your forgiveness. So don't be condemned by, like I said, as long as you're not hurting nobody, harming nobody, out there manipulating nobody or doing anything that's not as of God, be unapologetically you. Now, if you're out there doing some craziness and touching on people, killing people, just harming somebody, then no, don't act like you of God, because that's not out of God. But if you know you're not doing anything to harm people and people just don't understand you, it's okay. They didn't understand Jesus. They didn't trust Jesus. And a lot of things that God do is not understandable. But he do it because he's God and because he loves us. So look, I gotta hurry up and go because this time about to run out and my phone about to die. But be unapologetically you. Show up for you and show up for God. Love your brothers and your sisters and love yourself more than anything outside of God. Love yourself like God love you. I love you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe. Click the notification. Click the link in the description box and get my book, A Millennium Woman Walk with God, and show up for yourself today. I'm not feeling this. I need to go ahead and take this hair and do it some other kind of way. But anyway, show up for you. Show up for you today, sis. Show up, bruh and bruh. Show up for you. Show up for you. Because nobody else going to show up for you. Show up for you and be unapologetically you. Because you deserve it. Love you. Have a good day.